Danica, Apali, and being said mathematics, the leader of Group 8, we stand as team working together is the beginning of the process to success. So, for today's video, we're going to discuss about learner-centered psychological principles, and let's get started. First, let us know what is psychological. Psychological is a perception of the student's about intelligence and an ability that affects their cognitive and shows that how the growth of mindset and also have an advantage that can improve their participation and boost their performance at working with the other students. Learner-centered psychological principles. The 14 principles are grouped into 4 general factors. These are the 4 general factors. These 4 factors is the successful learners that can use a strategic thinking in their approach for learning, listening, problem solving, and a concept learning. And also it helps the student develop their skills such as decision making, problem solving, and being teamwork. That's all for today's discussion. We hope that you learned something from this video. Thank you.
Hi, good day everyone. This is Sherlene Bernardo, and I am here to tackle about the cognitive and metacognitive factors. So, LCP focus on psychological factors that are primarily internal to and under the control of the learner rather than conditioned habits or physiological factors. The cognitive and metacognitive factors has a 6 principles, and those are nature of learning process, goals of the learning process, construction of knowledge, strategic thinking, thinking about thinking, and context of learning. So first, nature of the learning process. The learning of complex subject matter is most effective when it is an intentional process of constructing meaning from information and experience. Goals of learning process. The successful learner, over time and with support and instructional guidance, can create meaningful, variant representation of knowledge. Construction of knowledge. The successful learner can link new information with existing knowledge in meaningful ways. Strategic thinking. The successful learner can create and use a repertoire of thinking and reasoning strategies to achieve complex learning goals. Thinking about thinking. Higher order strategies for selecting and monitoring mental operations facilitate creative and critical thinking. Context of learning. Learning is influenced by environmental factors, including culture, technology, and instructional practices.
Good day, I'm Hanisa Hadjirul. I will tackle about the motivational and affective factors. The motivational and affective factors have 3 principles. The first one is motivational and emotional influences on learning. What and how much is learned is influenced by the learner's motivation. Motivation to learn. Positive emotions such as curiosity. You are curious on something that you don't know, so you want to know on how it feels, but also it may cause something on you a negative emotions like panic or anxiety. The second one is intrinsic motivation to learn. The learner's creativity. The student on how they make their task in a beautiful way. The learners perceive as interesting and personal, relevant and meaningful, and on which they believe they can succeed, making decision on how they success on their task by comparing into a real-world situation. And lastly, effect of motivation on effort. Making effort and someone sees it, they feel motivated. Effort may help you to motivate to learn. Effective strategies like positive emotions and increased learners' perception may be a good sign to continue on what you do. And that's all. Thank you.
My topic is all about individual differences factors. Individual differences factors tells about that each individual has its own capabilities on how they react to each other. Individual also has its own perception or opinion on how they communicate to each other. It helps to prevent confusion in terms of communication. We can blame each other for having good and bad understanding because each of us has its own understanding. On the other hand, individual differences factors tells about also the diversity, that each individual has its own tribe, ethnicity, and tradition. We can blame each other for having its own tradition because tradition helps them to fulfill or it is the foundation of their life. Avoid confusion against tradition to prevent peace.
Good day everyone, my name is Reymark Alverio. Now, I will tackle about the developmental and social factor. What is developmental and social factors? Developmental and social factors influences on learning as individuals develop. There are different opportunities and constraints for learning. Learning is the most effective when differential development within across physical, intellectual, emotional, and social domains is taken into account. Basically, social influences on learning is influenced by social interactions, interpersonal relations, and communication with others. What are the benefits of these principles? The benefits of this principle social influences on learning is influenced by social interactions, interpersonal relations, and communication with others. What are the benefits of these principles? The benefits of these principles is the individual growth of a person in terms of physical, intellectual, emotional, and social domains through communication. What are the advantage and disadvantage of the principles? The advantage of these principles is an ability to interact with other children, allows for more opportunities to practice and learn speech and language skills. This is a positive cycle because as communication skills improve, a child is better able to relate to and react to the people around him. And the disadvantage of these principles is when a children cannot communicate well, that experiencing bullied, anxiety, and depressed that can lead to be less developed for themselves.